All right, let's talk about a part of your budget that, let's be honest, might be costing you way more than you think. I'm talking about your telecom expenses. We're going to dive right in. Let me ask you something. Do you really know where your telecom dollars are going each month? It seems like a simple question, but for most business owners, the answer is, well, it's complicated. If you've ever stared at a phone or internet bill and just felt totally lost, trust me, you are not alone. And here's the thing, that confusion, it's not an accident. It's really the heart of what we can call the telecom expense trap. It's a system where businesses, just like yours, are constantly and often completely unknowingly overspending. The truth is, these bills are practically designed to be confusing. They're filled with all this jargon and line items that make it almost impossible to spot the hidden costs and wasteful spending that's lurking right there in plain sight. Okay, so let's actually pull back the curtain and see where all this money is going. What are the usual suspects, the common culprits that are quietly draining your budget? Waste can creep in from so many different angles. It could be simple billing errors, maybe some unexpected charges you didn't see coming, or maybe you've got phone lines that nobody has even used for months. Then you've got the really sneaky stuff, hidden contract fees, outdated hardware you're still paying for, or even redundant systems where you're basically paying for the same service twice. Individually, they feel like tiny little leaks, but believe me, together, they create a massive flood of wasted money. And this really highlights the huge gap between where most businesses are and where they want to be. On one side, you've got the problem, confusion, waste, and bad contracts. On the other side, the goal, clarity, efficiency, and real, measurable savings. So the big question is, how do you get from one side to the other? Well, that brings us to the path to savings, and here's the good news. You don't have to figure all this out by yourself. There are specialists, experts who navigate this incredibly complex world for a living. Take a company like Renfro Solutions. Their mission really says it all. Simplify telecom management, eliminate waste, and deliver measurable savings. It's all about turning that complexity into pure clarity. So what does a telecommunications consultant actually do? Honestly, think of them as a financial detective for your technology. They dig in, they audit your expenses, they negotiate with the big providers on your behalf, and they optimize your entire system to make sure you're getting the absolute best value for your money. And in this field, experience is absolutely everything. Renfro Solutions, for example, brings over 2 decades of know-how to the table. This isn't just about a one-time fix either. It's about using that deep history of industry knowledge to provide ongoing optimization that changes and adapts as your business and technology evolves. So how does all that expertise actually lead to real savings? How do you get from insight to impact? Well, it's not guesswork. It's a clear, proven process. The process is actually pretty straightforward. It all starts with a deep dive, the audit and analysis, to hunt down every single error and hidden fee. Then comes the fun part, negotiation, where they use all that data to get you much better contracts. And finally, they handle the implementation and provide ongoing support to make sure those savings actually stick around. And you can see how these steps all connect, right? The process starts by generating this deep insight into your spending. That insight then fuels concrete action, like renegotiating a terrible contract. And that action is what delivers a real, tangible impact on your bottom line. Insight, action, impact. It's that simple. So why bring in an expert? Why not just try to do this yourself? Because true expertise delivers measurable results that you pretty much can't get on your own. And this is where the value becomes crystal clear. Let's just cut to the chase. After all the audits and negotiations are done, what does this actually look like in the real world, in terms of dollars and cents, for a business just like yours? 35%. Let that sink in for a second. That is the average reduction in telecom costs that Renfro achieves for their clients. Just take a moment and think about that. What would a 35% cut to your annual telecom spend mean for your business, for your bottom line? It's a completely game-changing number. And a number like that, it doesn't just happen by accident. It's backed by a solid commitment, a proven track record stretching back over 20 years, end-to-end support for literally everything from bill audits to cloud transitions, and, this is key, ongoing optimization to make sure you stay efficient. This is the foundation that makes those kinds of savings possible. At the end of the day, the big takeaway here is so much more than just the savings. Yeah, cutting costs is huge, of course it is. But what you're really gaining is clarity and control. You're transforming a confusing, out of control expense into a streamlined, powerful asset for your entire business. So, we end right back where we started, but now with a totally new perspective. Knowing what you know now about the hidden costs and the clear path to savings, the final question is really for you. Is it time to finally take charge of your telecom expenses?